The NFL on EA Sports has come to the Twin Cities at U.S. Bank Stadium in downtown Minneapolis. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap here between the Miami Dolphins and the Minnesota Vikings. Jason Sanders now to get this one started, and we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. Kenny Nwagu now out of his end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. They start the drive with Cook. And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one up to around the 33. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Play action now. Cousins. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. 3 and out, a real danger here on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 12. Cousins to throw it. That's to Dalvin Cook, his running back. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. Fourth down, Cousins. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. And he is going to pick up the Vikings first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th. First down, here's Cousins. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. Calling a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. Well, we know he can run the football too, but he's a good pass catcher, and that's been on display here, Charles, on this opening drive.
And we certainly have seen the benefits of what he did in the offseason, which was spend more time with wide receivers, working on routes, working on cuts, in order to make himself a more complete running back and even more of a threat downfield.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
A first down throw for Cousins. Open man, he's got him, the tight end Hockenson. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. On 2nd down, Cook. And he's got room. And maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the first down as well. To throw, Cousins. And Cook has it, left side. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2. Cousins gives way to Cook. Only a yard on the pickup, so from a good situation on 2nd and 2, it's now 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Brings up 3rd and 1. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he'll have the first down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs, gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up.
Sliding out of the pocket. And complete, right side to Cook. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that will bring up second down.
Well, they're not hiding who their central focus is on offense. Charles, he already now has 4 receptions here on this opening drive.
And I know people who are watching the game are thinking, did they forget about him in the defensive game plan? But it's actually been the opposite. They're giving him a lot of attention, but he's been very creative and savvy in his route running and finding seams and openings in order to create these completions.
They'll run with Cook. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage. Back to the 4-yard line. From back at the 4, here's second and goal. Throwing is Cousins. Throw left side complete. That's Cook. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, but now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
And now can they reverse the trend on third and goal with the last 2 plays having gone backwards? To throw is Cousins. And this is going to be incomplete. Well, so a drive that spans all that time, and yet you may only come away with 3 points here.
Well, your defense, all right, they actually like these long drives. They get to rest over on the sidelines for a while. But when you're not finishing with points in terms of touchdowns, that's frustrating. They've got to figure out how to close out these long drives and get 6s instead of 3s.
A pretty decent opening drive, Charles. Pretty balanced. They had the passing game going and the rushing attack, too.
I would think they have to be happy with that start, because you get your ground game going, which means your offensive line and your runners are pretty happy, and then you get your aerial attack going as well, so your quarterback and receivers have smiles on their faces. Now both up to speed, awaiting their next possessions for this game. They can't wait to get started again.
2 and the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll run here with Raheem Mostert.
And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down. I don't know what this says about me, but I love successful runs up the middle when the blocking is so well executed like that.
And it doesn't matter whether it's zone blocking, whether it's a power scheme. When you have a blocker on a defender and then the running back can read it, find the proper hole, and just go, sometimes a thing of beauty.
Here's second and 9, just a yard on that last run. Going to the air, Tagovailoa.
Getting this out to the flat, Mostert.
And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Tagovailoa going to try and throw on third down. He'll let this go for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted.
Picked by Cameron Bynum.
And the Vikings are going to have it here at their own 42-yard line.
Well, that one was in the air for an agonizingly long time.
Just begging to be picked off, wasn't it? It's one thing if you're throwing a ball like that, trying to throw someone open or lead them into an area. But that ball needed to be thrown with a lot more conviction. As a result, it's an easy interception.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. And now this this one may draw a penalty. He just blindly threw that one to the sideline. And, yep, indeed, the flag is out. So now it's 3rd and long, because remember, they also lose it down on the grounding call. Cousins now.
Swinging this out wide here for Cook.
And he'll only get this to about the 35. Well short of the line to gain. Now Cousins on 4th down. Looking for Thielen, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Jerome Baker.
And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that.
Oh, looking for Waddle, but it's intercepted. And the Vikings are going to take over here up near the 40. Their defense got them the football with an interception. They trot out there, Charles, and the very first play, they give the football right back.
Brent, I was expecting you coming like an auctioneer. We got two. Do I hear 3? Remember, it was 2 in a row. Would we hit 3 in a row? Because these offenses, they got to be a little bit more careful as they go forward. These defenders, they're locked in and really focused.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Cousins
right back to Cook for another completion. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Cook running right.
And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22.
more yards. That's Vikings. First down. 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line.
They run again on 1st down. Cook. And he's got 4 down inside the 20 to the 18.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now Cousins. And this is Cook with a grab.
And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Cook up the gut. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. 2nd quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score.
Ball at the 9 on 2nd and 8. Now an end around as Cousins will just pop this forward.
Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. 8th play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on 3rd down. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down.
On 3rd down, Cousins. And it'll be intercepted.
Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Dolphins are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive because remember last time out, they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and 13. Now that screen there on second down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there, because trying is one thing. We can second-guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize it is broken...
Oh, and two are going to be intercepted for the 3rd time. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Now Cousins here on the bootleg. Out to his left.
And the 3rd interception thrown by Cousins. Picked up by Javon Holland.
30. Past the 20. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown. Charles, I'm looking at you, and understandably, your mouth is wide open in disbelief. What were they thinking?
That's going to be one of the great mysteries, but I do know this. When they went out on offense, I will guarantee they told them, don't just make anticipatory throws. Make sure you see it before you throw it. Didn't happen here.
Trying to protect that lead, and now they gave it up. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders.
Nwangu now from his end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
Their own 26-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot. It's pretty easy to overlook the fullback when you're making your assignments defensively in the pass coverage game, but in this case, they made them pay for that oversight and picks up a nice gain.
From the 31, Cousins. Open here, Adam Thielen. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. That one good for 26 and a 1st down.
That certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
Cousins now to throw on 1st down. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Eric Rowe. And he will be out of bounds with no time remaining on what will be the final action of this 1st half. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. The Dolphins in front, and they'll be in possession of the football first as the 2nd half gets started. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And they're going to start in a hole as he's brought down at the 11. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And despite the turnovers, Charles, and they had multiple in that 1st half, they still have the lead as they begin this 3rd quarter.
And they probably heard some conflicting tones at the half, don't you think? A lot of praise for what they did to get this lead, but also a little bit of scolding because they got to take better care of the football in the 2nd half. But you and I both know the great leaders, they know how to give that little bit of vinegar in there and cover it with a big dose of honey.
Up past the 25 to the 26, a gain of 5. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They fake the handoff. Now Tua. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. He's going to air one out. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Give him credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. It's been a struggle for him accruing yards in this game passing the football. So there he said, hey, I'm going to try to chuck it deep, but another incompletion.
Has to be a little bit frustrating because of what you just described. It's been a struggle for him here in the second half, hoping for one big shot to get him out of the doldrums.
Got a man complete to Cedric Wilson. And he will have a Dolphins first down as this defense, boy, a little too loose there. They give up a gain of 19 on 4th down. Tua setting up shop to throw again. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
On 2nd down, Mostert. And only a couple there as he'll take this up to the 47.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. And Wilson with it, complete. And he'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. That 3rd down conversion good for 23. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Running the counter with Mostert. And he's going to be stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing there for him. 2nd down. And looked like some movement there. Let's get the call.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Now Tua. This will be caught. It's Waddle. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Play action. Now it's Tua. Rolling to his right. And his throw is incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful as he continues to try to extend plays because he's already been intercepted in this game. And the coverage, they continue to challenge all of his receivers downfield.
A good action to this point in the 3rd quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw.
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
That was well played, but that was also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and could be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away.
Again, they will throw it with Tagovailoa. Steps away to his... And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
But Daniil Hunter, he's the one who gets in there and brings him down to the ground.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the third quarter.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
Here we go.
Cousins to throw it. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
That's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd.
From the gun, here's Cousins. That's to Cook out of the backfield. Room here to run.
Dalvin Cook, touchdown.
Well,
This is where quarterbacks' passing numbers sometimes get a little bit more inflated than they should, because this is a short little pass, but it goes for big yardage.
Yeah, and this just looked like a simple, ordinary play to start, but boy, did things change. Once he got free, it was off to the races, and once he hit high gear, there's absolutely no one who was going to stop him.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the catch on the next-gen stats. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone.
Well, a dangerous return man showing it here.
And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. And a methodical drive last time, but they couldn't get that knockout blow. They had to settle for 3.
But you got to like what they've been doing along the way, right? It's almost like the body blows, the setup punch. As you said, they didn't get the knockout blow here, but that doesn't mean it can't come later in the game on another possession. And the defense on the other side,
Maybe a little gas.
yeah, a little tired. And if nothing else, they just feel relieved getting upfield, only giving up 3. They don't exactly feel like they've handled the offense.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him.
On 1st and 10, it's Mostert.
And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss.
At the 15-yard line.
Looking to pass. Tua.
That's complete to Mostert out of the backfield.
And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. Couple of plays sent them the wrong way, and now they face a 3rd and 14. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. Touchdown, Dolphins!
Tua fighting his old Alabama teammate Jalen Waddle. And the Dolphins have taken the lead here in the final seconds of the third quarter. Well executed there offensively. Defense looked a little confused, but he found his receiver, and that one good for 6 points.
And the payoff we just saw there tells us how many times they...
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders.
Nuwanger now from his end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
The football changing hands here as this offense takes the field. And now here's another interception. Picked off by Eric Rowe. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football.
I'm starting to wonder, Charles, 5 interceptions. Is that the last that we've seen of him?
Well, I think that a lot of people hope that's the last they've seen of him in this game, probably including himself. If this were baseball, the manager would have been at the mound already and asked for the ball, and he'd be in there getting a shower. But in football, you might have to go stand on the sideline and watch the rest of it and see if your backup can do any better.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Picked off by Chandon Sullivan. And the Vikings are going to have it here at their own 9-yard line. Second half, close game, and we're certainly seeing some exciting plays, but it's really been the defenses. That's now back-to-back drives that have ended with interceptions.
Yeah, the guys on the other side of the ball, as we like to say, the defenders, they've been the difference makers for their teams. And when they're taking their game up to this kind of a level, I want to see what happens with these offenses. Can they match them as this game goes on? Or will the defenders continue to have full control of this one?
Meanwhile, Cousins' throw pulled in by Jefferson.
And right around the 20, he'll head out of bounds. We have played 3 quarters. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Cousins on first down. Out to the left there and complete to the tight end, Hockenson. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
8 yards on the pickup.
To throw again on second down. Cousins. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. Bradley Chubb. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Jerome Baker.
And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them, and they took advantage of it there. Got a nice interception and set up their offense in great shape.
Off of play action, Tagovailoa. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Cedric Wilson, a 2-yard touchdown grab.
And the Dolphins get an important score there to extend their lead here in this 4th quarter.
This time, the extra point up and good. And it gives his guys a 12-point advantage.
Vikings 10. Jason Sanders to kick off for Miami.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders.
Nuwanger now from his end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the 4th quarter. This drive becomes very critical.
And now here is another interception. Picked up by Xavier Howard.
And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football.
The number 7 usually lucky here, not for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960.
And I know that the most recent time it happened, the guy who threw him, he won a Heisman Trophy in college, so sometimes you just have a lousy game. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad career, but when you're talking about 1 game, 7, you're right, not lucky at all.
Yeah, Ty Detmer, the last to do it in 2001, to throw 7 picks.
Well, you know me, whether you need it or not, I'm going to give a little unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket, only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try and get those yards a safer way.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first two throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on third down to get their momentum going again.
Tua sets up to pass it. Forced out to his left. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need.
And the Vikings are right back in this football game.
I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his second interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ballgame, I would have said never, not in a million years, but here we go. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Following a good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
86 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Here's Cousins. Throw left side on target to Thielen.
And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
Third down, Dalvin Cook. He's going to have the first down and then some. And the Vikings are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Cook is not going to get a whole lot, maybe a yard down to the 3. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
Cook going to be hit and met at the line of scrimmage. They get him down at the 3. The Miami defense trying to keep him out. They haven't let him in yet. Can they hold again here on 3rd and goal? Steps away. Touchdown, Vikings. Johnny Munt from 3 yards out. And the Vikings have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Joseph now to have the PAT. And it's no good. Well, that could be a critical miss here in a 1-score game in the 4th. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. In trouble, and the ball's out. It's in the end zone loose. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone.
I didn't do this in college, but I did it in high school. When you return kicks and you lose it yourself, the panic that goes through you and the determination to get the ball back, I don't even know how to describe it. And I think we just saw an example there.
Yeah, and the relief when you get it back like he did.
Yeah, you go to the sidelines, you know you're going to get yelled at, but you can handle it because you got the ball back.
And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6. Eric Kendricks in on the tackle. You know, I was going to ask you if maybe they should surprise and pass the ball, but where they're at on the field, I think keep it on the ground, right?
I like where you're going with this one because field position is going to determine these play calls. And backed up where they are, I don't even think about putting the ball in the air. I tell my running backs, grasp the football, and I tell my offensive line, don't allow any leaks so they get hit immediately when we hand it off.
Tua now on first down. Buying time to his left. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. We've got a 1-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. Cousins to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Vikings strike quickly here to tie up the ball game. Important extra point up and through. And that is going to put them on top by a point, and it sets us up for quite a finish.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Waddle will return this from the end zone. And not a great return here. He'll make it back only to the 10-yard line.
Anytime you feel the kickoff inside your own end zone, you've got to be decisive about whether you're bringing it out or not. Sometimes that indecision can really cost you. That may have been what happened on that play.
Meanwhile, Tua's throw here going to be caught by Wilson.
And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Tagovailoa. Getting this out to the flat, Mostert.
They'll give him 4 yards there, and that'll make it 2nd down. They'll send a receiver here in motion right.
Tua to throw.
And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense. They kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Right, 97. 22 needle. Close, 10.
Now whistles and a flag, and I believe the Dolphin got going a little early. In motion, Hill.
Fourth down, 4th quarter. Here's Tua.
Dancing to his left. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And I tell you what, I can't remember a defensive performance as good as this one. They seemingly forced turnover after turnover after turnover every time you turn around.
Yeah, you just get going with it, can't you? After turnover, after turnover. As this game unfolded, they were doing all the dictating, right? They told the offense exactly how it was going to go down today. So you saw them deflate with every series, didn't you? Every time they ran onto the field, it was slower and slower to get to the football because they just felt like if we go out there, we're just going to turn it over anyway. So it was really, really a stellar performance.